I can tell you this, one of the hardest things through that was seeing Tati looking at me for help, and I couldn't help her. As her husband, I felt helpless, and just to have that happen, it was just... Hey guys, it's your favorite couple,
Dylan and Tatiana,
and together we make the Kings.
Welcome to our royal family. So, this video is going to be a little different. We are going to do a recent story time of our baby. So if you see us looking down, we have like a kind of like an outline of what we're going to talk about, so that way we don't forget. You want to start, or you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay. So the story kind of begins before that, obviously, but I'm just gonna start on Saturday, April 13th. That day we woke up and it was a normal day. I went out with my grandmother. We did a bunch of things. I was feeling my belly.
Baby was kicking.
Baby's kicking. People were talking. His mom was making food. What were you doing that day?
Probably left.
Yeah.
And like watching over you and making sure you're good and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was out with my grandma.
Yeah.
So.
True.
So then it hit, and let me try to remember this correctly. Then it hit about 6 o'clock at night, and I was back at his mom's house, where everybody was eating and making food and stuff, and I started to feel contractions. And they were coming in pretty
frequently.
Yeah. What, every like 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah. About that much, yeah.
And the hospital said don't come back until it was every 5 minutes. But it's my first pregnancy, and I was like, I'm just gonna come in. Because they could quickly become 5 minutes apart for all I do. So I waited until, I started to feel around 6, and I waited until about 7:30 when I realized for that hour and a half it was coming very quickly. We called the hospital and told them, and they said, come in just to check it out. So I was super excited, and he was excited, and we brought, our suitcase and everything, and we told the family we were going to the hospital, and we'll let them know if it was real or fake or what it was. So we got to the hospital, and we, first thing they wanted to do, obviously, was check the heartbeat. That's what they do all the time. And if you ever came to any of my appointments beforehand, heartbeat is
154.
Ish, but it's always strong.
Yeah, it was always. It wasn't like you had to directly put the thing onto the stomach. It was barely even touched your stomach, and you hear the heartbeat just boom, 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 boom.
Like a racetrack.
Like he was running a marathon in there or something, you know.
And so the midwife put the heartbeat thing, I don't know what it's called.
The heart monitor.
The paddle thing, yeah, on my stomach. And kept trying to position it. Left, right. Couldn't hear a heartbeat. So, eventually she brought another midwife in. And then a nurse. And the whole time they're saying, everything's okay, don't worry. And then they heard a little faint heartbeat, and they realized that was mine. So then they brought a doctor in to do an ultrasound. And the whole time they were saying everything was going to be okay. And I'm lying on the bed, and Dylan's next to me, and after the doctor finished the ultrasound, he
turned around and said, "I'm sorry." And the minute he said that, that's when I knew. That's when I knew.
He said, I'm sorry. Your baby does not have a heartbeat." And immediately I started shaking.
I can tell you this, one of the hardest things through that was seeing Tati looking at me for help, and I couldn't help her. As her husband, I felt helpless, you know, and just to have that happen, it was just, it doesn't, there's no word to explain what we went through, you know, because it's like, you never think of this happening to you.
Right.
And like, I can tell you this, when we were there, I was very upset and very mad and enraged with everybody and everything, you know, because it's like, I did no wrong to nobody. I didn't do nothing to no one. I didn't hurt nobody, and it's like, why us? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was in complete shock. My baby was due April 16th.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it to the end. And I just couldn't understand why.
And to be honest with you, none of the doctors can give us an answer.
Right now. So after that, we called our family.
Yeah.
People came from every which way. Me and him were in shock between crying and staring blankly at the wall, and it was just ridiculous. And mind you, the day before, on Friday, April 12th, I just had a doctor's appointment, like one of the weekly ones, to just check and make sure everything is okay, and his heartbeat was strong then.
Yeah.
So somewhere between Friday at that appointment and Saturday, his heart stopped. So then they told me, because the next thing to worry about after that is obviously
giving birth.
How to get the baby out. And half my family wanted me to do a C-section, or half our family wanted me to do a C-section. The other half wanted me to just give birth. And honestly, I just wanted everyone to be quiet.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, everybody can give their opinion and whatever the case may be, but you can't force somebody to take your opinion or to do what you told them to do. You know what I mean? Because it's like we're grown people, we're adults, and like we are the ones that's going through this, so we are the ones that have to make the decisions. You know what I mean? So
thank God for like, you know, the doctors that were there, because they were pretty calm and tried to help us through it. And they, you know, reminded me that I'm not the first person that this has happened to, and I won't be the last. And since my body was still doing contractions, I was still in active labor, so it wanted me to push the baby out naturally. And that's better for me anyways, because then
it gives you a better chance of conceiving later on. When you do C-sections, you're more likely to get infections, more likely to have blood loss, and also to have you have complications getting pregnant again.
I don't think not getting pregnant. It's like it's a higher risk of complications when giving birth next time, because you usually, once you do a C-section once, it's hard for you to do vaginal for any other children afterwards. And with each C-section that you do, that's major surgery.
It's more risky each time.
Yeah. So hearing all of that, as much as I wanted this to be quick and for me to move on, I had to think about the possible future. So we decided to wait it out and to go into actual labor.
Yep.
That was Saturday night. And they checked my cervix, and I was still only about 1.5, 2 centimeters dilated. I was breathing through my contractions, even though they came and they hurt. It was what it was. Yeah. Sunday goes by, the whole day, and I'm still at 2 centimeters. Still breathing through my contractions. They're coming more frequently. I'm, you know, doing the best I can. We got family visiting us all day, friends and everything. Sunday night comes. They insert this little thing that looks like a shoelace in my vagina, so that way it could help me with
opening your cervix.
Yeah, like thinning the lining of my cervix.
I
hope I'm saying that correctly. And then earlier that day in my IV, they gave me something else to help with made the contractions more intense. So that, plus what I had overnight, when I woke up Monday morning, I was 8 centimeters dilated. And the contractions was kicking. Boy, they were hard.
And like, it was like every moment that we got closer to bringing Michael into this world, that's the baby's name, Michael, made it even harder, you know what I mean? Because it's like the baby was in the stomach, we was really just hoping for a miracle, you know what I mean? And it's like,
I would try to see if I felt him moving and go, no, you guys were wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
The whole time we kept praying, like saying, please bring Michael through. Let him come into life, let him live, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just really tough dealing with, you know, family members and people to come see you and stuff. Because I'm not a person that, when I go through things like that, to have a lot of company, you know what I mean? It's like, whether it's family, friends, or whatever the case may be, I'm the type of person that likes to be left alone, you know? And I know that Tati and her family's not like that, but that's just, I'm very standoffish when I get into situations like that, because it's like, my temper's unpredictable, very unpredictable. And one moment I'll be fine, and then next moment you just see rage coming out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that whole weekend was just flip flopping between the two emotions. You know, and it was really tough. It was really tough.
So that Monday morning, after they told me I was 8 centimeters, you waited another maybe just like 2 hours, and just so I can get all the way to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And was it at 10 when we decided to do the epidural? Or no, I got the epidural.
You got the epidural,
then I hit 10?
Yeah.
So when I woke up and I was 8 centimeters, those contractions were hitting pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't breathe through those anymore. So in order to not torture myself, I decided to just get the epidural.
And she did amazing, y'all. She did a great job.
Thank you.
Is all I can say is she did amazing. You know, and as tough as it is, she came through like a soldier.
Yeah.
You know,
I hit my 10 centimeters and it was time to push, and 1 hour of pushing.
Yep, and Michael was born at 3:56 p.m. at 7.9 pounds.
Yep, 7
7
pounds,
pounds and 9
ounces,
ounces, and 19 inches.
19 and a half inches long. And we got to hold him.
Yep.
We didn't get to hear him cry or anything. But we cried.
Yeah,
we cried for him.
Because honestly, at that moment is when we realized
it was real.
This is real, and this is the only time we'll ever get to see Michael, ever get to hold him. And
God, he was beautiful.
And he
looked like the perfect mix of us.
Had his mother's legs, had my eyes, her nose, her lips, my cheekbones, like
big chubby cheeks. God, he had a head full of hair.
Head full of hair. He was a hairy baby.
Oh yeah, eyebrows already, eyelashes.
Like if you was to look at the baby close up, you would see hair all on his forehead.
Yeah, edges, child.
Had edges and all types of stuff. Eyelashes, like it.
And he had a big butt.
Yeah.
Just like me. He got his mama's booty.
Yeah. But it just made it tough. Like, 'cause it was just like, as a father, it's like I'll never get to see him grow up. Never get to throw football with him, play basketball with him. Never get to teach him. Like it started hitting me of all the things I will not be able to do. You know, and it's like damn, really?
Yeah. We let everyone in the hospital. Well, you know, the only people that came are obviously our very close family and friends, like very, very close. So maybe about 10 people.
Yeah. And
we let them 2 or 3 at a time come in and see Michael after he got cleaned up.
Yeah.
They got to hold him.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know, and I understand there are different beliefs out there, and some people might not agree with how we did that and stuff like that, but the way I was thinking is like everybody who supported us in this through this journey of pregnancy and all that stuff is like they had a bond with Michael as well. You know what I mean? And it's like everybody loved Michael. Everybody loved this baby.
Yeah.
And it would be wrong to rob them of seeing their grandchild or nephew that one time. You know what I mean? Because for us, if we were just like, nah, you can take him away, and like we didn't see Michael, I feel like we would have regretted it because we wouldn't know what he would look like.
Yeah, it'd always be like a mystery in our minds.
Exactly.
And like he said, like, you know, a lot of people, he meant a lot to a lot of us. I mean, this kid is going to be the first great-grandchild. He is the first great-grandchild. Yeah. And he had godparents that loved him. And I mean, aunts, uncles, great aunts, great uncles, everybody really, really, really
love this kid.
Yeah, before I even came here. So for those who could stand, because not everybody can stand, looking at a
deceased body.
Yeah, if those who could stand, we wanted to give them the opportunity to see him. And I also didn't want his memory to only be, like the picture of his face to only be in our heads.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be in other people's, so that way his memory could live as long as possible.
Exactly.
So they viewed him, and we were able to keep him
for 2 days and 1 night.
Yeah, so they put him on like a cooling bed.
Yeah,
so he wouldn't decompose too fast. And he stayed with us in the postpartum room Monday night, and Tuesday during the day.
And those were real tough nights, because it's like, since we're in the postpartum room, and they try to keep us as far away from other people that had babies and stuff like that. They tried their best, but like walking through that hallway and like just to go grab Tati water or to go get something to drink, and then all of a sudden you hear a baby crying. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here thinking, is that Michael? Please tell me that's Michael. And it wasn't. You know what I mean? It's like, it hurt. Like, it still hurts to this day. You know what I mean? I'm having a little bit of a hard time talking about it, because I'm not trying to get choked up or anything like that. But it's still an ongoing battle. You know what I mean? Because it's like there are certain things that replay in my head, and it's like I can't really get it out. So
yeah, I
just had to tell myself it is what it is, and like, we gotta stay strong for Michael and keep pushing forward. You know what I mean?
The hospital gave us a memory box. They took pictures of him and did like his handprints and his feet prints and stuff, and little journals, stuff for us to write in, books and blankets, anything that he touched, they gave it to us. And we have it here, and occasionally we'll look at it, even
to this day, like looking back at everything and like how everything happened doesn't make sense to me on why Michael died. It doesn't, still to this day, doesn't make sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
And
hopefully one day we'll get the answer, or maybe we won't. We have to kind of just live with it. I mean, how we feel now, we're just trying to get through every day.
Yeah.
Trying to push forward and trying to use Michael as a strength to live life with positivity.
Yeah. For me, it doesn't help really when people or family or friends or whatever the case may be come up and be like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Right.
My condolences and stuff.
We know that you are trying to be nice.
Yeah, we know you're trying to be genuine and stuff like that, but it doesn't help, you know what I mean? Like, best thing you can do is just give a hug, to be completely honest,
Just give us a hug, squeeze us real hard for 2 seconds, and then let's talk about something else.
Exactly. And during this process, during this thing, is like, and I told a few of my friends that I dance with and stuff like that, because we built a very strong bond over the years, and to hear the hurt in some of my friends' voices when I told them, it's like, damn, like, you didn't even see Tati and like feel the baby, but like, I feel your pain, you know what I mean? And it's like, damn, like, you never know the support that you have.
Yeah.
Until shit hits the fan, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's been hard. It's been hard. We're really trying to just focus on ourselves and um, just have some sort of meaning and purpose to what happened. Because, questions just go through your mind. Why did this happen to you? And what did I do to deserve this?
Could it have been prevented?
Right. Why did it have to happen? My biggest question always to myself is like, why did it have to happen so close to the end of the finish line? Like, you can't get any closer. He was born April 15th and his due date was April 16th. So why did it have to happen so close? I mean, it's sad no matter when it happens, but it was a full child.
Full-blown child. And
we're not crying right now just because we're like in front of camera, but we've cried like every day. I cried myself to sleep last night.
But we've been dealing with it. We've been keeping ourselves active. We've been pushing forward and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So there's no need to worry about us.
You'll catch us laughing, and we're using this as like I said, plans for our future. We're using this as, my friend made a nice hashtag, do it for Michael, and we talk about him every day, and we try to think, what would he have wanted to see from us? What would he want us to do? And, I'm working on getting myself back to normal and my body and, deciding to go back to work and, we're fixing cars and he's going back to his passion of cooking, and we're just, we're trying really hard to get ourselves just a little bit more prepared for, hopefully, if we have the strength to do this again for Michael's little brother or sister. We're hoping that in another year, 2 years or so, we can find the strength to do this.
Whenever we're ready, you know what I mean? Because I know a few people who've gone through something like this, probably not on the scale of being 9 months, but at the same time it's still same type of pain, you know what I mean, losing a child. And I told Tati this. I told her it's better to have lost Michael this way than to have him out into the world and to have him be gunned down, kidnapped, raped, molested, you know what I mean, by this crazy society that we live in and whatnot. And people say it's a curse and a blessing, and I believe that's true, because it's like, it's a curse that we lost our child, and it's sad and it hurts and whatnot, but it's a blessing that our child doesn't need to deal with, kids shooting each other or dealing with pedophiles on the street and gang violence or whatever the case may be, government crap and stuff like that. Michael doesn't need to worry about that at all, you know what I mean? And I'm just happy that Michael has a lot of family up there watching him. You know what I mean?
They're all watching us.
And they're all watching us. Like this one big TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, it's a pain that we might not ever really get over, but it's a pain that's going to push us forward and make us stronger. That I do know.
Definitely. So like we said, if you guys see us, and people have been messaging me and asking me, can't wait to see the baby, how's it going, how's the delivery, everything. So sorry, I didn't want to answer anybody individually and repeat my story over and over and over again. So this is for all of you guys that cared about us and love us and you know, want to know how we're doing. We're getting through. We're okay. We just have needed space and time to kind of be alone and deal with what we're dealing with. But you'll see us start creeping back around little by little. Little messages here and there will answer back when we're in good spirits. And like we said, if you ever see us around, just give us a hug and keep it pushing.
Yeah, at this point, there's really no words to be said.
We know them all.
We know them all. You don't really gotta say it. You ain't gotta say nothing. You know what I mean?
We appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you. We love you guys. We love you guys for watching our videos and, you know, keeping up with us during this whole thing and whatnot. It's like you're part of the family as well.
Yes, our royal family. Thank you so much for being there for us. And like you said, going through this journey, and we're not going to stop making videos. We're not going to stop sharing our lives and who we are and what's going on. There are plenty of women and couples out there who are dealing with this. So don't feel like you're alone, because you're not. And
definitely not.
We have to remember that we're not alone in this either. So if you have had a similar situation and want to reach out, our email will be in the description box, but it's also TheMrMrsKing at gmail.com. Follow us on our social media, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like this video if you want to support us some more.
And also hit that little bell that you see. When you click it, it notifies you when we have put up a new video. It keeps you notified and updated with what we're doing.
Okay, guys.
So click that button, and is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Love you all.
Love you guys. Thank you all for your support. Royal family out.
Bye.